So children, we are going to solve the English paper 2, English paper 4. ये आपके पैसेजेस हैं, उसके आंसर्स हैं, आप इसको ढंग से कर लेना. अभी मैं आपके साथ सेक्शन बी वाला पार्ट करूँगी, ठीक है. सेक्शन बी पार्ट 1. Yes, question number 1 is where in the classroom does Vanda sit and why? Vanda sat in the seat next to the last seat in the last row in the room 13. Nobody knows exactly why she sits over there, but it may be because she comes from Belgin's height and her feet are usually covered with dry mud. Next question. How did Madame Luzin look after they had repaid their debt and why? After repaying the debt, Madame Loisel looked much older than her age. She had become a strong-hearted woman, the crude woman of the poor household. As she had to work very hard, her hair remained badly dressed. Her hands became red. Nobody could recognize her in the first sight. अब आ रहा है आपका why does the marriage not take place in the lesson Bholi? At the time of wedding, Bishambar says that he will marry Bholi only if he is given 5,000 rupees. Bholi refused to marry such a greedy person. She asks her father to take back his money. Thus, the marriage party has to return and the marriage does not take place. अब नेक्स्ट आ रहा है व्हाट डज थिंक थैंक फील अबाउट द बुक्स ऑन द अर्थ. Think Tank guesses that they are sandwiches. The two sides were the two slices of the bread, and the middle pages are the filling of the sandwich. Then, at the inkling of his appreciation, he says that these sandwiches are not edible. They are the communication sandwiches. In the end, he agreed that they were the eye of communication. फिर पैसेज आ रहा है, पैसेज से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस हैं आपके. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 इज what was the saying that Annie remembered? Annie remembered that the paper has more patience than people. सेकेंड क्वेश्चन है आपका Where did Annie decided to stay? Annie decided to stay at home. फिर एक और पैसेज आ रहा है वो ट्रिकी वाले लेसन में से, और ट्रिकी वाले लेसन का ये देखो बेटा. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन क्या है आपका हाउ डिड ट्रिकी लुक एट द अदर डॉग्स. इसका ट्रिकी लुक एट द अदर डॉग्स विद द डल आई. सेकेंड क्वेश्चन है व्हाट डिड द ऑथर गिव द ट्रिकी फॉर 2 days. The author did not give any food, but he gave him plenty of water for 2 days. अब एक आपकी चैप्टर है अमेंडा, उसकी पोएम्स की लाइन है कि उसके अंदर से क्वेश्चंस पढ़ने हैं, वो इस टाइप के हैं. देखो कहाँ गया अमेंडा. Who do you think are speaking these lines to whom? These lines are spoken by Amanda's parent to her. What does Amanda being told? Amanda is being told to keep. Amanda is being told to sit up straight and smartly. Why does the poet refers to the company of animals? Because he finds them calm, peaceful and content in themselves. Second वाला है आपका क्वेश्चन what does the poet do when the animals are around? When the animals are around, the poet simply stands there and watches them together for hours. Section C now. Question number 19. God wrote Lanchas, if you don't help me, my family will go hungry this year. How did God help him? Lancho cornfields were destroyed by the hail, hence, in order to save his life, his family from starvation, he wrote a letter to God asking for the 100 peso. Seeing the letter addressed to God, the postman showed it to the postmaster. The postmaster read it and decided to help Lancho to keep his faith in God intact. He asked for money from his employees and friends and gave some part of his salary to them. But he could not collect 100 pesos. He somehow collected 70 pesos and sent the money to Lancho. Thus, God helped Lancho through the kind staff of the post office. What did being free mean to Mandela as a boy and as a student? As a boy, Mandela meant by being free to run in the fields near his mother's hut, to swim in the clear stream that ran through his village, to roast mealies under the stars, and to ride the broad back of slow moving bulls. As a student, he meant by being free to stay out at night, to read what he pleased and go wherever he chose. The above mentioned freedom are transitory freedom; they are limited one, while achieving one's potential of earning one's keep, of marrying and having one's family are the basic and honorable freedom. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है आपका why was the young seagull afraid to fly? The young seagull was afraid to fly because he thought that his wings could not support him to fly across the sea. Yes, I think all the young birds are afraid to make their first flight, but there are some birds that are more timid than the others, like the seagull. As we see in the case of the young seagull, his brothers and sisters take their first flight without any hesitation or fear, but he is extremely scared of flying. I think that a human baby also find it as a challenge to take its first step. Generally, it start walking with the help of a walker, a three-wheel wooden cart help for walking a person. या ये क्वेश्चन भी आ सकता है व्हाट डिड मैडी थिंक ऑफ वेंडा Maddie was feeling sorry of her attitude towards Vanda. Many girls used to tease her Vanda in many ways, and Maddie said them nothing. She used to stand by silently. She thought Vanda was standing alone in that sunny spot in the schoolyard. She looked sturdily over the group of girls laughing at her when Vanda had walked off after she had said that she had 100 dresses all lined up in her closets. Maddie really had a sympathy for Vanda and wanted that nobody should tease her. Peggy used to tease Vanda, but Maddie did not had the courage to stop her. The author says the baker and his family never starve. Why does he say so? In Goa, bread was an essential part of the daily life. Sweet dishes made of bread were also essential for the various occasions like marriage ceremonies, engagement, Christmas, and the other festival. Different types of breads were baked for different occasions and were inseparable part of the ceremony. In this way, the profession of baking was a profitable one. So the author said that the baker and his family never starved. He, his family, and his servant too always look happy and prosperous. Then Plum Physic has an open testimony to do this. Even today, any person with a jackfruit like physical appearance is easily compared to a baker. Who was Gautam Buddha and how did he begin his life? Gautam Buddha was a prince. His name was Siddhartha. He lived from 563 BC to 483 BC. At the age of 12, he was sent away for schooling in the Hindu scale scripture. One day, at the age of 16, he married the princess. He had a son. He lived for 10 years as benefited by the royalty. One day, at the age of 25, he went for hunting. At that time, he witnessed the suffering of the world. He saw a sick man, aged man, the funeral procession, and finally the monk begging for alms. These rites all moved him so much that he became a monk and went into the world to seek the enlightenment concerning the sorrows. अब नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन आपका ये आ रहा है. Yes, how did both the spies react when someone knocked at the door? ये है आपका मिडनाइट विजिटर में से. Both the spies were in the room along with the fowler. They both were trying to get over each other by their tricks. Mac was asking for a report while Oswald was planning to get rid of Max. Soon someone knocked at the door. It was a waiter, but Oswald said that it was a police. Max tried to escape himself. He went to the window of the room to hide himself. In the balcony, he jumped into the balcony and really did not exist. So he fell down and died. In this way, Oswald saved himself from the knock of the door. Next question है आपका. What other ordinary things happened to him in the inn? One day, Mrs. Hall and her husband find the scientist's door wide open. They went to know what is happening in the room, so they entered. They find it empty. They see the hat on the bedpost leaping up and dashing itself into Mrs. Hall's face. Then the bedroom chair becomes alive. It charges at Mrs. Hall. As they return away, the chair pushes them both out of the room. Then the door appears to be automatically closed and they locked behind. Such extraordinary thing happened to them in the inn. They were badly afraid of this incident. तो ये थे आपके क्वेश्चन आंसर्स. ये आपको अपनी कॉपीज़ के अंदर करने हैं और इनको याद भी करना है. चलो अब हम करेंगे इसके मतलब पैसेज के क्वेश्चन, पैसेज के आंसर्स और थोड़ा सा हमारा ग्रामर पोर्शन. ओके, पैसेज तो आप पढ़ के आराम से कर लोगे और अब अपन करेंगे इसका ग्रामर पोर्शन. ओके, नाउ लेट अस बिगिन विद इट. यस, मैं आपको यहाँ से स्टार्ट कर रही हूँ ग्रामर. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 है, चूज द करेक्ट फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ब. We do not work on Saturdays. I wonder what he is speaking now. My car looks lovely. I have watched it. She has returned from Agra on last Monday. Okay, now change the following sentences into indirect speech. Sarla said, I have forgotten my email password. Sarla said that she had forgotten her email password. Manish asked, where have you hidden the data? Manish asked her where she has hidden the data. Combine the following pair of sentences. I met a tourist. He was from England. इसके अंदर आपको वर्ड यूज करना है who. इसके अंदर वर्ड यूज करना है आपको who. I met a tourist who was from England. We met a boy whose father was a doctor. इन दोनों वर्ड्स को आपको अंडरलाइन भी करना है who और whose को. ठीक है, अब आ रहा है आपका कंबाइन द वर्ड्स. कंबाइन द फॉलोइंग पेयर ऑफ सेंटेंसेस. ये तो कर लिया ना अपन ने. अब नेक्स्ट पे आ जाते हैं. चेंज द फॉलोइंग सेंटेंसेस इनटू पैसिव वॉइस. Who wrote the Ramayana? By whom was Ramayana written? Let him put this question. Let him put this question. Frame the questions to get the following answer. When can you go on for picnic? We can go on picnic today. अब आ रहे हैं आपके क्वेश्चन टैग्स. uh, add question tags to the statement given below. He never told a lie, did he? अब आपको कंजंक्शंस यूज करने हैं. यू मे ट्रेवल ईदर बाय ट्रेन और बाय बस. Nowadays, youngsters drive rashly and break the traffic norms. The table is so heavy that it cannot be lifted. Yes, एक बार और कर लें ग्रामर. Yes, ग्रामर के अंदर आपका आ रहा है, यहाँ से देखो वापस. हाँ, choose the correct form of the verb. We do not work on Saturdays. I wonder what he is speaking. My car looks lovely. I have watched it. She returned from Agra on last Monday. Change the sentences into indirect speech. Sarla said, I have forgotten my email password. Sarla said that she had forgotten her email password. Manish asked, where have you hidden the data? Manish asked her where she has hidden the data. अब आ रहा है आपका combine the following sentences. I met a tourist, he was from England. I met a tourist who was from England. We met a boy, his father was a doctor. We met a boy whose father was a doctor. अब आ रहा है आपका change the passive sentence into passive voice. Who wrote Ramayan? By whom was Ramayan written? Put him this question. Let him put this question. Frame the questions to get the following answer. We can go on picnic today. When can we go on picnic? अब क्वेश्चन टैग्स आपको निकालने हैं. Add questions to the statement. He has never told a lie. Did he? Fill in the blanks. You may travel either by train or bus. Nowadays, youngsters drive rashly and break the traffic norms. The table is so heavy that it cannot be lifted. ओके, अब अपन करेंगे इसका पैसेज का मैं आपको बता देती हूँ आंसर. यस, पैसेज इंग्लिश का जो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है ना, उसका देखो पैसेज के आंसर. वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट इंडस्ट्रीज इन द वर्ल्ड. फिर द ऑर्डिनरी फिल्म गोअर्स वांट एंटरटेनमेंट. The fault of a film producer is that they believe only in the box office collection. Indian films are often disappointing. अच्छा, क्या है? What is the usual formula of the Indian film? A thin, incredible story, which one or two leading film stars, half a dozen songs, and one or two crazy dances are the usual formula. अब है, when does an ordinary film goer get satisfied? Ordinary film goer gets satisfied when he or she gets entertainment. अब एक पैसेज आया आपका टेलीविज़न के ऊपर और उससे रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस अगेन. A lot of children see television screen for more hours than studying the books. In some countries, people watch television for an average of 6 hours or more a day. Television benefits very old people for they cannot leave their house. Many times the influence of the tube of television is negative. Yes, next question है. A television provides us with a pleasant way to spend the free time. Television can help in increasing the vocabulary. To understand field of science and medicine, we should watch high quality of program. Write similar words of the following words from the passage. Drawback का क्या है? यहाँ पे आपका disadvantage. नेक्स्ट है आपका माइंड का क्या आएगा? ब्रेन. ठीक है, तो अब आपको ये पेपर सॉल्व करना है अपनी कॉपी के अंदर और उसको लर्न भी करना है. और इस तरीके से अब हम लोग एक एक करके पेपर को सॉल्व करेंगे एंड देन ट्राई टू लर्न इट वेरी नाइसली. अगर आप ये भी सारे आपने देखा होगा कि जो इम्पोर्टेंट जो क्वेश्चन आंसर्स हैं वो लोग सारे पेपर्स के अंदर ये लोग कवर कर रहे हैं और इंग्लिश के अंदर आपका बहुत ईजी है स्कोर करना, क्योंकि पैसेजेस होते हैं, उसको आप रीड करके ईजिली आंसर कर सकते हो, एंड लेटर्स एंड ऑल लाइक दिस, ठीक है। तो डू दिस पेपर वेरी नाइसली। आई हैव ऑल्सो सेंड answer sheet to you so that you can understand it very nicely and do the question answers and learn it. Okay. With this, now I come to an end of my class, and try to complete your model test paper, and try to learn the question answers and see the passages and see the grammar, which type of grammars are coming in the papers. इससे आपको आइडिया हो जाएगा कि पेपर कैसा आने वाला है. इट इज़ वेरी स्कोरिंग, आई नो, but you have to pay little concentration on the studies so that you can obtain good marks. With this, I come to the end of my chapter, and learn it very nicely and do the question. When the school are going to open, I am going to see there whether you have done it or not. Okay. Okay, children, bye. Good. Take care of yourself.